A huge diplomatic mess has taken place with the country Qatar and its surrounding neighbors, and this situation is it's a little bit complicated. You really have to be paying attention in order to get what's going on. Basically, as it stands right now, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt and Yemen have cut diplomatic ties with the country Qatar, accusing it of supporting terrorism. Riyadh, which is the capital of Saudi Arabia, also accused the Qatar of supporting Iranian-backed militants. Now, the decision to cut ties with Doha, which is the capital of Qatar, just weeks comes after some comments were published on the website of Qatar's state-run Q&A news agency, allegedly from the Qatar's ruling Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, featured negative remarks about Saudi Arabia. Now, Qatar's Gulf neighbors responded with anger and started blocking Qatari media. This includes Al Jazeera, which is a major media outlet, a satellite news channel, which is owned by the Qatari state. The Doha-based Al Jazeera was among the media outlets that were immediately banned. Qatar, however, claims that hackers actually got into their website and published the comments and said that they were fake. Now, however, this recent rift, the problem that the Qatar is having over this, isn't just the only problem that the country is facing with its relations. Qatar has a long time faced a lot of criticism from its neighbors for supporting Islamists, including the Sunni Islamist political group, the Muslim Brotherhood. As you'll recall, those are the ones that were involved in Egypt, which has been outlawed by both Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. Now, Doha recently faced a big backlash from countries like Saudi Arabia supporting the former Egyptian Mohammed Morsi, a former Muslim Brotherhood member. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and the Bahrain recalled their ambassadors from Qatar over the situation in March 2014. Now, those ambassadors returned to Qatar 8 months later after it forced some Brotherhood members to leave the country and quieted others. However, in 2014, the escalation was far less severe than the current situation is right now. It did not see land, sea, and air blockades and the expulsion of Qatari citizens from its neighbors' territories. In other words, there is a very serious blockade being carried out on the country right now. Sea, land, air, completely cut off by the surrounding countries. Now, in Monday's statement, Saudi Arabia accused Qatar of collaborating with Iranian-backed militias in the largely Shiite region of Qatif, also in Bahrain. However, Qatar has previously denied ties to Tehran. So you see, this is a very complicated thing where a lot of countries are interacting with each other with access to proxy groups, doing a lot of different political maneuverings, which makes this whole situation very complicated. Now, Qatar has adamantly denied this, and that despite claims from its regional neighbors and Western officials, however, it remains a major patron of the Hamas-controlled group in the Gaza Strip, which has been the home of exiled Hamas official Khalid Mashal since 2012. Now, Riyadh also encouraged all brotherly countries and companies to cut ties with Qatar. Now, Egypt was the next country to sever diplomatic ties with Qatar, saying the government of the Arab Republic of Egypt has decided to sever diplomatic relations with Qatar because of the continued hostility of the Qatari authorities towards Egypt. It accused Doha of supporting terrorist group organizations, including the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, Yemen later joined the growing group of countries that are turning away from Qatar, accusing it of working alongside its enemies in the ongoing civil war. Al Arabiya and Reuters reported, citing state news agency Saba. Now, it also stated that it supported the decision by the Saudi-led coalition in Yemen to remove Qatar from its ranks. The eastern-based government of Libya was next. The foreign minister, Mohammed Dari, announced that it was also cutting ties, according to reports by Reuters. Now, the Maldives later followed suit, according to Al Arabiya. Several airlines based in the United Arab Emirates and other countries have decided to cancel all flights to Dubai and Doha from Tuesday, including the Emirates, Etihad, Fly Dubai, and Air Arabia. Saudi Arabian Airlines, Saudia, has also suspended flights to Qatar, and the company tweeted this out on Monday. Now, on the same Monday, decisions to cut ties from Qatar come just 10 days after U.S. President Donald Trump visited Riyadh to call on Muslim countries to stand against Islamic extremists. He singled out Iran as a key source of funding for support for militant groups. Of course, this is all very, very hilarious considering that the United States is the main funder of ISIS. However, in the region, the largest funder is Saudi Arabia. However, Rex Tillerson did speak publicly about the split, encouraging the countries to stick together.
I do not expect that this will have any significant impact, if any impact at all, on the unified fight against terrorism in the region.
Now, this is a very terrible situation for Qatar. Now, they've assured their citizens that nothing is going to happen as a result of this. However, Qatar is very heavily reliant on imports, particularly when it comes to food. And now with this blockade against the country, this could potentially turn into a humanitarian disaster. It should also be noted that the next World Cup will be in Qatar in 2022. So if this diplomatic row manages to last, another 5 years, we could possibly be looking at a problem with the World Cup. But new information and new events are always taking place around this, so I would suggest paying attention to the media very closely to get more information on this very unfortunate developing situation. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.